Alright guys, we are back. This camera is a little high, unless this guy is just a little short, but I feel like it looks like it's just high.
It looked like it was a little high in the last round.
We've got a definite different matchup this game. It seems like we have got a Yveltal Garbodor deck.
Wow, I haven't seen that in a while.
Versus Frisian Genesect. So this is a very different matchup. They definitely didn't want to play against each other. They more than likely both wanted to play against Seismitoad, but here we are as the matchup. So we'll get some of these cards up for you. Yveltal really entered Yveltal. Yeah, that's what he went with. That is what he went with today.
I feel like the Garbodor does really well against Frisian Genesect though.
Yes and no. Mostly, if the Yveltal Garbodor does play Hypnotoxic Laser, yes, which he does, as you see. But at the same time, it just depends on how many he plays. It depends on the list. It really just depends on Andrew's list, what all he can fit in there. So, those Yveltals are dirty. So we actually don't have the Yveltal active. He has got the Little Trash. Don't even know if I have a scan for the Trubbish. It doesn't even look like it. So we're just gonna hold off on that. So we've got start of the game. Maxim played an N. So both players are shuffling their hands into their deck, and both have 6 prize cards, so they will both draw 6. This kid right here is a senior? What? Do you have a identification, sir? Because I don't believe you were a senior. Wow.
It's the leather jacket.
It's the leather jacket, yeah. Sorry, a little sidetrack there. One of those, the masters are sitting next to the seniors, and one of those seniors does not look like a senior. He looks like he could be 20 years old. I'd serve him alcohol at a legal place.
Well,
that's just how old he
we're
looks.
in Canada, so you can drink at 19.
Oh, at 19? Wow. Yeah. There you go. Different rules, different places. So Andrew played a Ultra Ball, discarding a Dark Energy and a Lysander. This is really good for him. His deck revolves around getting energy out of his discard pile and attaching them to his bench Pokemon with the Oblivion Wing Yveltal to his Yveltal EXs and things like that. So he's trying to decide if he wants to get. He chose to get a Garbodor. Garbodor. I don't pronounce it the way you do, and it stresses me out. Garbodor. It stops your opponent's Pokemon from, as long as there's a tool attached to it, Pokemon tool, from the abilities in play and in the discard pile. However, it also chooses the hand, so that will stop all effects from everywhere. So he attached a Dark Energy to the Yveltal EX, or the Yveltal, and a Muscle Band. So he has a pretty good start right now. It looks very good in his favor. It really just depends on, I mean, this could go either way at this point. Both players are at a decent start. The big thing with Frisian is that it takes the 2 energy to Emerald Slash to be able to accelerate and energize your Pokemon, so we'll just have to see. He did use the Oblivion Wing, doing 50, and attaching a Dark Energy to his bench Yveltal EX. And he's gonna take he did 50, 60, 70, 80, and then he had 10 on him.
He did 50 and then 30 for poison.
And he had 10 on him. So he didn't put the damage right.
No, he's 90. He did 50. He had 10 on
70,
him.
80, 90.
30
Yes,
for poison.
okay, yes, okay. Just making sure. I said 82, and then I'm like, no, he doesn't have enough damage. But he's 90, so. I'm always a 5-3 kind of person for 8s.
For 8s, yeah.
And so the 6 threw me off. I'm like, that's how are we going here? So math is hard. This is very key in Pokemon. So Maxim here played a Skyla. Skyla lets you search your deck for a trainer, stadium.
Any trainer card.
Any trainer
Item,
card.
supporter, stadium.
They've got a lot of technical names for cards now. They used to be simple back in the day.
You trainers, supporters,
you youngins, and their new lingo.
I played when there were trainers, supporters, and stadiums.
I don't believe you. You played for like a year,
Right.
noob. So we've got. He's searching in his deck for his trainer. Normally, players at the advanced level, which would be most people who come to regionals, this is a big tournament, you do a complete deck search. Players memorize all the cards they have in their deck, and within a quick 2-minute search, you can determine what cards are not in your deck, or at least key cards, which could be in your prize cards, which are your face-down cards on the bottom of the board this game, which is one of the ways we discussed you can win the game last round. So he's searching out his cards.
Where's the megaphone? Oh,
He
he
chose-
got the megaphone instead of the...
To get a megaphone, so shuffling his deck.
Get rid of that poison real quick.
Yes, that's the big thing. Starling Megaphone discards all tool cards attached to your opponent's Pokemon. But it looks like Maxim has missed the energy attachment for the second energy on the Emerald Slash. So this is really big for Andrew. Not getting Emerald Slash this turn. Especially getting rid of the poison damage to where he would have to attack to knock him out with another 80. Including poison, so he would have to get another tool. There was a lot that Andrew had to get right there. So the fact that Maxim missed that energy attachment is very, very sad for him. That's not good. But it's still very...
Again, it looks like Andrew stalled out and missed. He doesn't have the tool or any way...
Right, but see, that's the thing. If Maxim had the Emerald Slash, like I feel like he would have gotten another turn, like 2 additional turns of that. So that's a, big miss. But at least he had the energy switch, which allowed him to switch an energy from one of his Pokemon to another one of his Pokemon, saving that grass energy if Andrew was able to knock him out. So...
So we're going to Ultra Ball.
Garbodor. He's looking. It looks like he's got a Duchaine in his hand, another Yveltal, and an N.
He has a Duchaine in his hand?
Yep, he does. It's a non-full R one, so it's the gray one.
I know how much you like the purple ones.
Well, I actually don't. I don't even play him. I don't play all the full arts anymore, so. He discarded the N with the Ultra Ball. I think that he's going to Stellar Guidance for a supporter because he didn't have one, which is probably going to be a Juniper along the lines after he plays out his hand. So he Ultra Balled for a Darkrai EX. One of the cards that used to be won multiple World Championships, it's now more of a support card in the new Yveltal, new metagame, so... Interesting. He did get a Professor Juniper from
Stellar Guidance.
the Stellar Guidance. We got a shuffle.
7 cards. Let's see what we get.
A double colorless to attach to his Yveltal EX, and he's just going to come out swinging. He doesn't have any energy, dark energy in his discard pile, so he has no reason to not. He did it. The 80 damage which is exactly what he needed for the 170 knocking out the Virizion. He needed that DCE, so this is very good for him. He would have probably preferred to attach a Dark, but in this matchup and the way things are going for him, I think that he, you know,
Dimension Valley.
it's makes your Psychic and Grass, I think, or maybe just
I
Psychic.
thought it was just Psychic.
It could be for if he plays a Deoxys. He could be looking for a Deoxys right now, and he probably doesn't play lasers in his deck. He's looking for something to counter. I'm not sure. We're not sure what he's playing the Dimensions Valley for, but we will see. We shall see what kind of tricks he's got going on. But it's currently looking like he's got a little bit of nothing. I mean, he's not playing. Okay, looks like he is going to attempt to red signal. You attach a plasma energy from your hand to a Genesect EX. You switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with the active. He brought out that Jirachi EX. And not 100% sure. I assume he passed.
Looked like it.
Didn't
'cause
seem.
Andrew's taking his turn.
He was just going through. I didn't see him drop.
Yeah,
So. It's VSC green for the Professor Juniper.
he actually top decked Floatstone.
Okay, gotcha. Well, we'll see. Again, this is one of those matchups that it's very favorable. Either player can win at this. I mean, Maxim not getting to Emerald Slash and get his energy on the board is very rough for him, but you know, he'll see in a couple turns whether or not he's going to have a chance in this game. But Andrew, Computer Search lets you discard 2 cards from your hand, search your deck for any 1 card. That is Juniper in for 7. Didn't get another Dark, it looks like, so he's going to be attaching another double colorless energy. I don't see him trying to one-shot the Genesect EX. He's going to just hit it for a little bit of damage. He might even just hit for an Oblivion Wing at this point.
Does he have any energy in his discard?
I'm not 100% sure. I was looking but not looking, if that makes sense, of what he's discarded, because he would just, when you Juniper, he discard it. I'm assuming maybe, but I could see him Oblivion Wing.
He's in a good position to.
He is going to use the Evil Tall EX attack for 80. For 100.
Is it 100?
100, because of the energy on the
100, yeah.
the Genesect. So he did Oblivion, or so Evil Tall EX's attack, which bring up an Evil Tall EX. Evil Ball does 20 plus 20 more for each energy attached to both you and your opponent's Pokemon, hitting it for the 100 damage. He's got a really good. This is looking really good for Andrew, but an end to nothing could hurt him. Oh, he's got a good amount of energy on the board, so it really just depends what Maxim plays, and we don't know that yet. We haven't seen him play any of his core cards. He could play 2 Enhanced Hammers in a row and knock out that active Evil Tall and get his stuff going, and you never know right now, especially with this matchup, especially with N, what could happen. So Maxim played Professor Juniper this turn, drawing 7 cards. He had no cards in his hand. That's your favorite time to play Juniper, is when you can discard it and draw a fresh 7 and not lose any, unless you want to. Certain things you need to get in your discard pile, but so that was a very key turn there for him. And he has to switch. He's trying to buy himself a little bit of time. He passed his turn again. He was just trying to keep that Genesect EX alive because he knows that he does not want Andrew to take 2 more prize cards, but he is going to get him anyways. He's going to play that PS Seeker, searching his discard pile for a supporter card, choosing a Lysander, and Lysander lets him bring up any one of his opponent's bench Pokemon as the active. So he just hit it again for the 100 and knocked it out.
Looks like Maxim is finally going to get an Emerald Slash on.
Is it a little too late?
Finally got 2 energy
It's
on
a
it.
little too late. I mean, it just depends if he has the N in his hand right now, so we'll see.
I haven't seen him play a single N, so I don't know if he even plays it in the deck.
He's playing down his G-Booster. G-Booster is a huge card in Frisian Genesect. It allows you to do 200 damage. I'm assuming that was a G-Booster. That's what it looked like. Let me bring it up here for you. Before I'll put the G-Booster up and then I'll switch to the Frisian. Lets you do 200 damage. 200 damage essentially kills every Pokemon. Knocks out every Pokemon that is currently in format with the exception of a couple.
With the exception of Megas.
And Wailord EX. We don't have a G-Booster, so let me get a G-Booster scan here for you guys. So you can see what happens there. So he got an Emerald Slash, attaching the energy. This is really going to be just key if Andrew has the Via Seekers to get back the Lysander. There it is. And so he should be able to, with the laser, and he has the, so there it is. Yeah, he had the extra damage there to knock him out with the Evil Ball. Didn't even have to do any other attacks. So it's just a real quick game. You can just see that the early lead that Andrew got just led him to that. It was just too late for that Emerald Slash. It was just a little late, caused him to fall behind. So, but again, as we saw in the first game, first match of the day, could be anyone's game. The guy who won Jacob won the first game of the match, and then
came
lost
back and won
the second two. Yeah, so this could be anyone's game. We had 2 very different decks, very strong. Frisian Genesect is more of an anti-Toad deck in a way. It's a very strong deck. It's been played for quite a while.
Couple seasons now.
What?
It's been played for a couple seasons now. You figure it's from Plasma Blast, so I mean, it's been around for a while.
Alright, so started off, we see Maxim here has a mulligan. He has no Pokemon, basic Pokemon in his hand to start it off. So that is giving Andrew a free card. Did he get that Genesect? Alright, so that'll start our second game of this match play. Good luck to both opponents. Alright, we've got an active Genesect EX, and Andrew seems to have started with what he always probably wants to start with, which is Baby Yveltal. It's so strong. It's a very good against EX Pokemon. It's heavy hit points and does a good amount of damage, and the energy acceleration is always good. But it seems like Maxim got the plasma energy start to red signal out the Trubbish, but Maxim does not want to start with Genesect at this point. He most definitely wanted to start with a Virizion and with the grass energy, because
this could be really good for Andrew. If he went second, he can attack on his first turn.
Yeah.
So he can start charging up those his benched Pokemon. If he's able to get that Trebuchet out of the active.
Absolutely.
Most times you want to go first just so you can get the early energy attached, but in this case, it might have worked for him going second.
But as a Virizion Genesect player, you always want to go first.
Oh yeah.
You are always going to go first because he wanted to, the ideal thing for him was to start Virizion. I mean, even if he started Genesect and he was at least able to attach a grass, he could energy switch it to his Virizion, switch out for that second turn, and at least get an Emerald Slash on the board. But the fact that he had to attach the Plasma Energy, it just puts him behind. But it looks like Andrew did not switch out the Trubbish, so this is very good, except for he slept.
I mean, he's asleep. He doesn't have the...
It could have been far worse for Maxim here.
Doesn't have the Virizion in play to get rid of that sleep and poison.
He would also have to attach a grass energy as well, so another energy wasted on the Genesect.
Yep.
And he needs to be attaching to a Virizion right now. He needs to be
attaching to that Genesect regular energies. I mean, if you can get the red signal, that's fine, but having to manually attach those grass energies to a Genesect is never good. You want to attach to the Virizion so you can get 2 from your deck and put them on your Genesects.
Absolutely. So we're seeing he played an N. He is a Maxim. Both players draw 6 cards, so both have a fresh new hand. We'll see what came of Maxim's hand. He did get a grass energy, but it doesn't look like he got another Pokemon. Oh, he did. He got a Genesect. So he at least has a Genesect to set on his bench, but he doesn't have that Virizion to set down and start powering up. Again, another missed turn. The energy accelerated Virizion is going to be rough. Oh, and he had a switch in his hand, so it just would have been. He really needed that Virizion, but he at least hopefully will save his Genesect. I did see he had the G booster in his hand, so if he can G booster Andrew's Pokemon that he's going to be attaching all his energy to, this could be good for him. So hopefully Andrew played down another Yveltal EX and attached a Dark Energy to it. The one he had set down the previous turn. He's looking for a Floatstone, and he's looking for a Garbodor right now. He wants to get that out of that position so he can start attacking with the Oblivion Wing. I mean, that turn 1 discarding 2 Dark Energy with the Ultra Ball is ideal for Yveltal, and the fact he couldn't get that Oblivion Wing off was rough. So
there's the Floatstone. It looked like there might have been an Ultra Ball in there. I'm not really sure if that's what I saw or not. Nope, looks like we're just going to Oblivion Wing for 50 and then attach a Darkness Energy from our discard.
Maxim playing it's okay. We've got Maxim playing a Skyla.
Skyline for the Juniper, and then Emerald Slashing. Attaching what I'm going to guess those two grass energies are going to go on our Genesect with the plasma energy. Looks like Andrew's gonna Juniper.
What he went with the booster, there.
Attach the DCE to the Eviltall. I'm chinking.
Keep talking.
Play, looks like, just kind of sitting here right now. Gonna retreat out of the. Oh, he played a switch. Okay. Looks like we're gonna Evil Ball for 120 damage. Maxim is gonna play the Juniper. Attaching the G booster to the powered up Genesect. And he's going to retreat out for that Genesect that and 200 damage, knock out that Eviltall EX. Discarding 2 energy for G booster. It does do 200 damage, but you have to discard 2 energy from your active Pokemon, or from the Genesect. So we see Andrew play his VS Seeker to get back. It looks like it's going to be an N that he's going to put into his hand. Not playing that N yet.
Is Andrew's turn currently? Okay.
Played a VS Seeker to get an N back, and now we're going to see what he does with that. See, we swap out the Dimension Valley for another Burbank City Gym, and he's going to play that in. Looks like Andrew's getting 6 and Maxim's getting 4.
It was a big turn of the game here. 1 Emerald Slash.
And
Allowed him to play the 2 energies with the G booster on the built Eviltall. What he needs. What he needs to be able to stay in this. He needs to stop Andrew's energy acceleration and while keeping his own. So
Right.
while he's still running thin, still could go anyway. So
There's
Alright.
the Garbodor.
it looks
so
like Andrew now stops the
looks like we're gonna stop the
abilities.
abilities.
Garbotoxin if a tool's attached, which we have the Floatstone tool. It has your opponent opponent's Pokemon and your Pokemon.
We see a manual attached to the Evoltol EX. Oh, nope, maybe not.
Your Pokemon cannot play any abilities from your hand, discard pile, or in play. So that stops the red signal and Virizian's
And
ability that stops from him being affected by special conditions. So
I don't remember what that's called.
I am not sure. I don't even know if I've ever. It's not really an announced one, so
No, it's just
in play. It just is. So. Does Andrew normally play Virizian Genesect? Is that his go-to play?
Video game.
It could be for VG for video game, but it also could be for Virizian Genesect.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I guess it's just the clarification Pokemon Toxic, whether he plays video game or Virizian Genesect. We are both stumped here. Looks like he played a Hypnotoxic Laser. Now that it can affect the Genesect EX because of the Garbodor in play with the tool. Feet are cold.
Now we see the energy attached to the Evoltol EX. Swapping out Garbodor for the baby Evoltol. Gonna do 50 damage plus 30 for poison. Plus the 30 that I believe was on him, so we're looking at 110.
Yep, and we're gonna see if he wakes up. He
He
does.
does wake up,
So that's very important right here. I mean, especially with the. I mean, don't get me wrong. He wants to be able to play that startling megaphone again that he had played in the previous game.
We're gonna see an energy switch to the other Virizian.
He's
Maybe
probably going for a. Well,
maybe a manual attached to the Virizian.
I think he's gonna Emerald
It's an
Slash
Emerald
again.
Slash.
Is what he's going for. For as long as he can keep that G booster alive,
Yep.
he's still taking prize cards. So
But if you notice, he does play Tool Retriever.
he did. I saw it for his mulligan at the start. So.
Yep. So let him get that G booster off before the Genesect's knocked out.
So that was definitely a very important coin flip for sleep between turns,
Yeah, it was.
for sure. Andrew won Worlds with Virizian Genesect.
Oh.
So there you go. There we go. We have a world champion. Was he a senior? Or was he a master when he won with Virizian Genesect? He won Indiana States with it? He's just trying to switch it up. I mean, you never know what you're going to play in the meta. And if he already has his Worlds invite, he could be, you know, just trying to switch it up some.
Okay, so it looks like we see a Juniper from Andrew. Looks like Maxim Emerald Slash to that the new Genesect with no damage, so it looks like we might see that Tool Retriever here sooner rather than later to get that G booster on the new Genesect.
Andrew's trying to decide where he wants to put his energy attachment this turn. He doesn't have too many options, but he is looking to the future on whether or not what he wants to attach to as to what's going to be attacking. Depending on if Maxim does have a Lysander, So it looks like Andrew is setting up his Darkrai. He needs to have another attacker. He doesn't have another Yveltal in play, so Garbodor and Jirachi are definitely not going to be attacking in this game.
So Ultra Ball. Oh, nope, maybe not. Manual attached to the Genesect. To the other Genesect.
And he's going to do an Emerald Slash. So he knows that for as long as his G-Booster is attached to that Genesect, and Andrew, of course, will not knock it out if it's not going to be attacking him with it, he's going to just probably attach to that Genesect with this Emerald Slash here. Emerald Slash to that Genesect, or he's going to the other one.
Guess it gives him an out. Either of those Genesects are able to G-Booster now.
But if he doesn't get the G-Booster on them, unless he plays a Zerosic himself, so Zerosic his tool off of him.
No, the tool retriever, I don't know if it gets it from the discard or if it's from Pokemon in play.
Oh, really? I'm not sure.
I believe it's
We'll
from
have to
Pokemon
see
in
what
play.
the tool retriever, if that's the case, tool retriever that's very strong for him then. Right now, this is gonna make a very big difference. We'll get that tool retriever up for you guys to see. Let's figure out here. We've got the tool retriever that does choose up to 2 Pokemon tools attached to your Pokemon and put them in your hand. Yes, so that.
So if Andrew's able to knock out that Genesect with the G-Booster on it, then
That'll actually cause him to not get it unless he plays.
I don't know if he plays Computer Search or Dowsing Machine.
Or there's a Plasma card that lets you get back a Plasma.
Oh, there is it Team Plasma Grunt?
No, that's
Or is that discarded Team Plasma card?
that's discard something. And we'll figure it out. If he plays one, then it comes out. But it's definitely gosh, I played K-Bax's list of Snorlax for so long, and I just don't even remember what it was. Oh yeah, you can't have Dazzy. You can't have Dazzy Machine or Computer Search with G-Booster.
Oh, G-Booster is an Ace Spike.
Shadow Triad. That's what it was. Shadow Triad. There we go. Team Plasma Grunt.
Team Plasma Grunt's the discard one.
It's not Plasma. It's Team Flare Grunt.
No, there's a Team Plasma Grunt too.
I don't think so.
There is. Or Team Plasma.
Okay, you're just making stuff up. Just stop. Oh, there is Team Plasma Grunt. Wow.
Yeah, it's discarded Team Plasma card, draw 3 cards.
Oh, something that's awful.
It's awful.
Oh, you know what? I have played this in my theme decks during theme deck challenge of PTCGO.
Okay.
All right, sorry guys, we got a little distracted trying to figure out what cards do. So we're gonna
we'll
get.
see a Mew EX in the discard pile, so that's what the Valley's for.
Yes, that would be. He's trying to Emerald Slash for 1. That's very good, actually. That's what is the idea behind it.
Yeah.
It's best to watch this Drew on mute. You're not wrong. This. Alright, so.
Looks like we're going to see a Megalo Cannon for 100 to the active and 20 to a bench Pokemon. Does 20 to the Garbodor. Or no, I'm sorry, to the Darkrai. But either way you cut it, it doesn't look like this is going to be a good game for Maxim.
So he did play the megaphone to get rid of the G booster, so now he's literally down to trying to get the Shadow Triad to get back the Plasma card. So
Mr. or Mrs. Julian, could you please come up to the judging area? Mr. or Mrs. Julian?
Andrew's checking to see how many cards left he has in his deck to determine he played a Colress.
Colress for 8. No, 8.
Just calculating damage now. Still figuring out what he wants to do in this. He attached a dark energy to his bench Eviltall. He's playing a switch. Looks like he's still calculating damage, whether
Does have 170, so
170.
So we see Maxim promote his Genesect with the other 3 energy on it and 5 damage. Down to
He's 2 cards in his hand. He just seems like, just based off his body language, seems like he doesn't have anything going for him right now. There it is. And then Andrew shows him that he did have the Lysander for the next turn. So as long as Maxim didn't end away the Lysander, he had the game in hand regardless of what Maxim would have done that turn. He could have Lysandered for the...
Andrew takes the game and the match.
And we'll be moving on. It's a very close game though, for both games. Maxim did have a rough start at the beginning, so it was close.
It was.
It was very close.
Both players did very well.
All right, well, we will be back. All right, so we are back. We have Andrew here. He was the winner of the match you just saw. If you wave to everybody. Andrew, tell us about yourself. What brought you here today for regionals? Are you trying to qualify for Worlds, or are you already qualified?
I'm already qualified, but I'm going for a day 2 invite.
You're going for day 2 invite?
I am going for day 2 invite. If I top 8, that's 75 points, so I should be like in a decent spot for day 2.
Okay, so
I'll be at around 700.
Tell them what day 2 consists of, like what you already get to play in day 1 of Worlds, and what happens if you get to day 2. Explain that to them if they don't know.
Well, if you get day 2, it's like a 9-round bye.
Okay.
So you get to basically skip all of day 1.
Oh wow.
So yeah, you get to skip 9 rounds, and then you can go straight all the way to day 2.
So you skip the Swiss.
Basically, it's like a free invite to the, let's say, a harder section of the World
finals
Championships.
at the end. Yeah.
And day 2 will consist of about 80 players, maybe I think it's a bit more. I think about 100.
Okay.
So
That's really cool then. Yeah, absolutely.
It's really, really useful.
That is good.
Skipping day one.
For sure.
Yeah.
So the game we were just talking about, they were pretty close. I mean, you took that first one. I mean, he didn't get to Emerald Slash. It was just so far behind.
Yeah, he didn't get a good
from
start.
the start.
He didn't get a great start that game.
And so the second game looked to be about the same, and then he had hit keeping you now where you couldn't retreat your Trubbish, and he did get the Emerald Slash, and he started building up. So what made you, what thought process were you in? Did you think you still had a pretty good chance, or what was your idea behind what you needed to get out of that?
Game 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I knew that he wasn't drawing too well after a while. Like, he did get me early on with the red signal on the Trubbish. Like, that did send me back because I wasn't able to retreat to that. He G-boosted. I don't know if that was a correct play. I think he could have honestly just Emerald Slash because, like, he could have Emerald Slash again because at that point he set up one Genesect. And it was really, really risky because I whiffed the KO by 10 damage.
Right.
So if I did draw that double colorless instead of my Dark Energy, I would have killed his Genesect and he would have had nothing.
Right, you had nothing
so,
on
like,
the
it
board.
would have been a lot better probably for an Emerald Slash again.
Yeah, to keep the energy on the board.
Yes. But yeah, like I thought I could do it. I play Starling Megaphone, so it's really good in the mirror matchup. Sorry, not the mirror matchup, it's the first Genesect matchup. And taking off his G-booster, so it's good for that reason.
Right, yeah.
It's really good against a lot of things too. Yeah, but like I thought it was okay. Like it's a pretty 50-50 matchup all around based. I think it just comes down to my start. Like I play a heavy count of Baby Eviltal, so
right.
a lot of the stuff just comes down to how fast I can get those energies on the field.
Yeah, well, we saw you had a really good in that second game. You had the turn 1 Ultra Ball, discarding the 2 Dark Energies.
Really
it was
strong,
so set, and then when you couldn't use it.
And then he red signaled,
Yeah, and you missed that Oblivion Wing, and we were like, oh man, because that would have been so clutch for you. You would have been at a huge advantage, regardless of him Emerald Slashing, like especially having game 1 up. You know, at that point you're playing a little safer.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not as, you know, playing from behind. You're always
exactly.
You feel a little more intense about it. So, what's your favorite matchup for today? What are you looking to play against with Yveltal today?
Honestly, it doesn't really matter because I feel like every matchup's either 50-50 or a bit slightly highly my favorite. There's obviously matchups like Manectric that are lower in Kyogre, but probably Night March. Just because with Night March I can trump card and Seismitoad them, and if they don't have any response to that, then they just lose because I Garbiter them and their moves are useless.
Right. So, what made you make your call today? I had somebody in chat ask me they're very shocked that you weren't playing Virizion Genesect today.
They were shocked?
Yeah, somebody. And
you know what? I feel like I've played it a lot.
After you had an Indiana States win is what they told me. So congratulations on that. That's very good.
Thank you very much.
So what made you make that decision?
I thought there would be a lot of Night March and Flareon actually because I thought there would be a lot of I don't know, I thought the meta would shift around a lot, and Donphan's pretty hard for Virizion Genesect too, and Donphan's typically very big in our meta. Like, there are a lot of Donphans out there right now, and like, there are a lot of Eviltals. Also, like, I found Eviltal Garbiter to be pretty hard. Even though I played the Raichu line, it was still pretty hard. But yeah, like, I just thought Eviltal's really consistent. Has 50-50s across the board.
Right.
I think there's a lot of skills to the deck. I mean, there's laser flips, which are just a stupid part of the
That's
game.
for everything.
Yeah, I just think that's a stupid part of the game. But I just have a chance against everything, you know? Like, I can just, like, outplay people. Like, it's everything is a possibility. There's different attacks in the deck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I really, really like Eviltal. I don't know.
It's very consistent. I mean,
Yeah,
it's got a good matchup for everything, so that's always good to have that comfort. And energy acceleration's always good, you know, with baby Eviltals and stuff set up to do easy KO damage, and you know, it's pretty easy for you to get that going. So, do you plan on going to any more regionals then, or is this if you top 8 at this one and you're in it?
If I top 8 today, I'm not. But if I don't, my friends and I are talking about going to Wisconsin, but we would have to fly. So.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Burlington, Ontario.
Okay, got it. Okay, so that you're closer around here then.
Yes.
How far was your?
An hour.
An hour. Okay, so that was good then. All right, that's perfect. So, if you've maxed out at league challenges and things like that, or do you have league challenges in Canada?
We do, but I've only been to 2.
Okay, so if you...
So I still have like 60...
You still have a lot of points going around to get that 75 you were talking about, to get that day 2 invite. So that's really good. So you have really good odds for you. So I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for coming up for us. Okay, thank you. All right.